Hey, you guys, this is Heather and Troy,
Hello.
and we are here today to talk a little bit about our new blog post, and it is the 4 ways sellers leave money on the table when they sell their house.
Seriously, people are leaving money on the table.
They're leaving, in some cases, I believe, tens of thousands of dollars on the table, and I see it pretty often. In fact, we see it pretty often. There are 4 ways to really make sure that you don't do that. So that's what we're going to talk about today.
Now, the first way is bad marketing. What's bad marketing?
Right. So marketing means a lot of things, right? But for the purposes of a sales, a house listing, what marketing really refers to is reaching the most number of qualified buyers. And a qualified buyer is somebody who is ready to buy, has a lender letter in their hand, is looking in that price range in that neighborhood for that kind of house. It's the kind of person who's actually going to be willing to put an offer on the house, right? So we want to reach as many of those as possible, not just 1, not just 2, sometimes hundreds. And I know it's kind of crazy because the more people that are actually see it or qualified, the more likely lots of people are going to show up to the house, the more likely it's going to get bid up.
And it's very focused, very targeted.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yes.
What about bad photos?
Yeah, so that's another one. And there are literally websites devoted to bad real estate photos,
They're
right?
so much fun to look at.
They are. They're really a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But let's suppose you want to make a lot of money on your house when you sell
Or
it.
any money on
Yeah,
your
or
house.
any money on your house, or even sell it. What you want to do is really avoid bad photos, and you want to say yes to good photos. Now, you may have somebody who's offered, maybe your cousin offered to take photos for you, and that person, she's an amateur photographer, and maybe you decide, hey, I've got an iPhone 10, I'm going to snap some pictures, it's going to be great, I can save a couple $100, maybe
Seen all the
$300.
all the ads that say this was shot on an iPhone.
That's right.
Suddenly it could be a billboard.
That's true, but even those people are professional photographers using their iPhone 10. So what you definitely want to do is make sure that you pay for photos, because here's the deal. When people go onto the MLS and they look at photos, or they go to Zillow or wherever they go to look, the first thing they're going to see is the photos of your house. And it makes a huge impression in whether or not they even want to go see the house, in the house's value, and if they decide that they don't want to see the house, or if they do decide they want to see the house, but the house doesn't really look as good as the next house that is a lot like that one, but use professional photos, in their mind, that can make a $10,000 or $20,000 difference in what they think the value of that house is.
Yeah.
So we want to definitely make sure that, given that 99%, by some statistics, people use the internet as a way to support their house hunt, that they're seeing the best possible version of your house.
You're on the internet right now, so you know.
That's right.
And also remember that those photos that your cousin took on their iPhone 10 or 7, God forbid, they're right next to a professional's photos, right on the same page that people are looking at all the houses in that neighborhood. They can see your house, and they also see it right next to a professional photographer's images. So which one are they going to be more interested in giving a call to take a look at?
It's true. I mean, I work with this with buyers all the time, where they will look at houses in the same neighborhood, sometimes similar styles of houses, and they just won't even want to go see sometimes when the photos aren't very good. So that's super important.
What about pricing?
Oh my gosh. So pricing is such a tricky one, and there's a natural tendency in an extreme seller's market to say, wow, well, we can price this, kind of higher because people really want to buy houses, right? So why not kind of try to push that level up a bit? And here's the problem, which is a little bit counterintuitive, and that is this. Buyers are so sensitive to prices right now that if there's even a hint that this house is priced high or overpriced, it kills momentum. And the reason it kills momentum is because they get scared. They think there's going to be a bidding war no matter what. They think it's going to go up higher, and if it's already quote unquote overpriced in their mind, they get scared and they don't even try. And what happens is, we see this time after time, overpriced houses sit on the market. And they sit on the market sometimes 7 to 10 days, which in the Denver market, in most price categories, is death. It just means that buyers are going to start thinking, oh, well, what they really think is what's wrong with it. They think something's wrong with it. And then they start thinking, well, if there's something wrong with it, or if, we can offer less, can't we? And then instead of a race to a higher price, there starts to become a race to a lower price.
Yeah.
And it happens too often. So we want to help you avoid that. And a good agent is going to help you find a strategic price to price it at that's going to get you, hopefully, a competitive bidding situation, a bidding where several buyers come in, think they're kind of getting a deal or feel like it's reasonably priced, and then they start bidding against each other.
It's a good way to go.
It is.
What about discount brokers? There's a lot of pros and cons being batted around. What are your thoughts on that?
Right. So I do have strong feelings about this, and it's mostly this. Discount brokers typically offer reduced marketing services because they have to save money somewhere, right? They're not making as much money as a full service broker, and so what often suffers is marketing because they have to conserve their resources. Oftentimes that's pictures, sometimes that's descriptions, sometimes that's effort in negotiating on your behalf. And it's a situation where you definitely get what you pay for. And of course, a lot of people say, well, hey, if I'm saving, $8,000 paying, this discount broker this much money versus getting a full service broker who I could, I'd end up paying a lot more. What I can tell you is with the right effort in videos and marketing and pictures, what will happen is that you will more than make up for that difference in commission. In fact, I have to tell you, in my last 6 sales this year, listings, I have more than made up for my commission, all the commission that the seller has paid. So what I can tell you is don't skimp on any of these things. These are the 4 ways that you can use to make sure that you absolutely get the most money that you walk away with in your pocket. Not that you end up paying me or anybody else, but the money that you end up with. You do these 4 things.
And there's a good chance that you're actually going to enjoy the experience because your life doesn't go on hold the second you put a house on the market. You still have to live there. You still have to go to work. You still have family stuff. You have whatever's going on. You have your life, and skimping on these 4 things can make that so much harder. So very much harder. So
Exactly. Now, let's suppose you still have questions or are confused about any of those points. There's a couple of things you can do. Go on our Facebook page, go on dwell-denver.com, read the blog, the 4 things you can do, or the 4 ways to avoid not making the most money.
Yes. If you don't like money, do all 4 of those
That's
things.
right.
All 4 of those things.
Some people don't like money, and that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you don't
right.
want it. You just don't want that money. But look us up on the website, look at the blog, give us a call if you want to talk it through. We'll happily send you links to a lot of bad pictures if you're interested in that. They are entertaining as all get out.
A lot of fun.
Those pictures of the agent that's trying to get out of the shot in the mirror, priceless.
That's right. Thanks a lot, you guys.
Thanks so much.
Happy
Have a great
Tuesday.
day.